Hello everyone, welcome back to the another episode of the Tech Guy Podcast, episode number 18. And lot of things happened this week, from lot of global economical changes, which definitely is going to affect a lot of things. Then a lot of other small updates regarding a lot of stuff. I thought this week would be gone easier, and I would wanted to focus on a lot of different things, rather small updates, because I wanted to work on something different. But lot of things came in this thing, and the biggest thing out of all is the Trump's tariffs that is going insane up and down with the economic market, and companies are like, all people are just confused where this is all going. So we are definitely going to talk about those things, especially how it is going to affect the tech industry we talk about mostly, and how it is going to affect not just companies, bigger companies, but small entrepreneurs in the tech industry, and also the basics of it first of all, and how it is going to ultimately affect us in terms of how we buy products. So that is one thing. Then we have our weekly AI news, couple of updates in AI regarding a lot of things. Then we have other updated news, I will say, is like we are going to do a lot of summarized news, where there are not a lot of news regarding those things, but I just wanted to give you guys a summary regarding what is happening in those form, like what is happening with TikTok right now, what is happening with Microsoft, their 50th anniversary, they did it, a lot of things, you know. So let's just start with the our episode of the Tech Guy podcast. So as we know that, let's talk, I think the major thing first of all, obviously, that is the Trump's administration. I think the president of US has given a major shock this week to all industry, not just tech, but obviously we mostly talk about how it is going to affect in the tech, because we talk about technology here. But ultimately it is going to not just affect us consumers, but lot of companies, lot of jobs, lot of things. Market has gone down in trillions of dollars, which is insane. Just how an economic change happened in just span of a week. And it is going to affect especially for next this month and next couple of months, because companies, and it is going to be a lot of rush. And let's start with the basics. So if you are unaware of anything, so in uh, you are unaware of tariffs, let's talk about that. What are tariffs? So tariffs is kind of an import, like a tax on imported products that is imported from other country. But tariffs can be on a lot of things. It's just a name that, or kind of a solution, you know, that is kind of a method. So tariff is kind of a tax, you can say, that is being given to the imported goods that are imported from other countries to your countries. So for example, let's say in India here, let's say a company from US, or let's say iPhone, or from China, is selling their phones in India. So the phones that are being manufactured on basically in China, let's say, and been sell imported in India and sell here, they will get a specific certain amount of tariffs. It can be 10%, 12%. It's just like it can be anything, depending upon what country is applying. The reason the tariffs exist, the reason the tariff exists is to support mostly local businesses in your own country. So let's say if in India here, where that we live, that I live here right now, is like has tariffs from China, US, or any other country, uh, what they do is give tariffs to the specific countries. So basically, it is tax on those goods that are imported into here, and then those goods are definitely higher price. Let's say a 10,000 rupee product, depending upon the tariffs, can get into 12,000 because of just imports. So from 10 to 12, like there are a lot of taxation issues. So let's say, so that's why a lot of people say that product is made like iPhone. If iPhone is made it like in 400 or $500 or even $600, the reason why they sell at such a higher price is just because there are a lot of taxation also is included there. It is not the only one, but also the taxation is also included. So it is much more of an tax thing. Okay, see tariff as a tax to save your own local businesses in your own country or your own country origin business. So the solution to it, what major countries give to the companies, or especially big companies like iPhones, or even Chinese mobile companies that are manufactured in India, what they give solution to is manufacture your product in our countries. So let's say if China imports Xiaomi, let's say Redmi from their country, what India will say here is, let's say, give your manufacturer or take your manufacturer to from China to India, and you will get tax benefits, and you will not even get tariffs on those products because you are making that own product in your in-house. And that's why the companies like Redmi, Xiaomi, Oppo, mostly the reason why they can sell this product in here cheaply is because of that. It is manufactured here in India, not from any other country and then getting imported. Mostly that's why, most of the reason that is why also the iPhones in India are so much higher price than what is it in sell in US, because India has imported tariffs, you can say, or tax on Chinese good imported in India to support local businesses. So that's why India is trying with iPhone, that is Apple, to launch their own manufacturer in India here too. And it has been successful too. Mostly, I think iPhone 13 is being assembled in India. So that's why it is cheaper here too. So what happens? So that's why in India there is iPhones are higher price in compared to what in other countries, or compared to what in even USA, because taxation and tariffs between US and China are so less that it is compared to India, the prices there of iPhones are less. So this is how what it actually is, it is taxation to support. So ultimately tariffs, ultimate motive is to get so local support to our local businesses, and to get much more jobs, and to get your people more advantage over mostly anything than other companies coming to your own country. That is whole the concept of tariff is. Now what is happening right now is, what has Trump done is, has done a kind of a, you can say, the you are, I think you are also hearing the word reciprocal tariff. So basically what is Trump doing is, whatever tariff other countries apply on US import goods in their own country, now Trump is also applying those tariffs to those specific countries too. So there is a whole chart of it. There is a whole technical issue that we are gonna not gonna talk about here right now. But basically, what has happened is, Trump, not, I will say, not saying what kind of economic condition of any other country, and just has affected. So what is it like? It's kind of a threat to those countries ultimately, to give a 0% kind of a tariffs, so that if you give US a 0% tariff on imported goods, then US will also give a 0% tariff to you. So it is kind of a threat. It is like lot of economical political stuff is going on, and global war threat that is people are talking about right now. So this is like, on the basic level, this is how I think is ultimately working on. So rather than going on who is, what is the solution towards it, because it's not an easy, it's ultimately a president's decision of United States. And the reason why it is affecting to not just US people, businesses in US, but also all other countries, is because US is the most, like, is the biggest economic country in the world. you know Dollar is one of the most higher price, like it is, they are way up there. So whatever, like, they are the whole base of the economy, because they have introduced it, the kind of a trade that is going on in the all the world right now. So whatever happens, let's say, in the US, and whatever affects, that is the decisions they take will definitely going to affect not just US and the people in the US, and the people, the products that you use from US. It is going to affect all the major countries and all the small countries all over the world. So don't think that it is just going in US right now doesn't mean it will affect you eventually. And whatever field you are, it is going to get affected until and unless they back off, because they are doing whatever, like pause and tariffs getting cut off, like a lot of uncertain things are going on. So there are a lot of confusion and lot of uncertainty. So solution is simple: do not do those kind of things. Like, the solution was simple, that Trump shouldn't have done it. Is, like, it is kind of a selfish behavior from that administration, like from US, that what they are doing right now. As even they do know that they are the economic base of what world is, or like one of the major economic base of the whole world. And if that country is being selfish, then it is going to get affected to all major countries, not just US. So the, let's say, the effects and impact that is that is going to happen to all this. Okay, first, the major thing that people are talking right now are the prices are going to get higher. So how our prices are going to get higher? So mostly what happens is, like, let's say the example of, only let's say, a big company. Let's just take a big company like Apple. They do all the manufacturing, not just anything, but all the manufacturing of their iPhones in China, because China has one of the most biggest infrastructure what they can provide to Apple. And it's a good trade to have there. And there is cheap, it is simple than compared to what it is in America. Like, doing in-house manufacturing is, America is way high price than doing it in China. It's like a business decision that you can say that Apple has taken to manufacture mostly in China. There is also reason that's why most of the Indian engineers are being recruited by these high Silicon Valley tech companies, because from the India, because they can hire mostly engineers from here with, you can say, cheaper. Like, that's why they also have most of the companies, most of the bigger companies all around the world are also based in India, so that they can do a cheap, because we are economically way less than US right now. That's why even in China, even in India here, even though we are a big country compared to what it is in US, it is simpler to do businesses in these countries like in India, and in terms of uh, people and getting recruit. So this is basically, that's why Apple has manufacturing in China. Now that Trump has imported, till to this time I am recording, is 125% of tariff on China. So every iPhone that is like the imported stuff from the China will get 125% tariff. So just imagine that is distributed towards all Apple product lineup, not just, that is how it is going to affect. So now let's say you are getting the iPhone Pro Pro series, like say, and 999 or 1199, it will obviously 200 $300 more. It is no doubt in that, just because of that tariff, nothing else. So it is just an example of a big company now that I'm talking about. But let's talk about the small companies, small businesses, especially in the tech. You know, let's say I'm making, let's say, a watch here in India and selling here in India. As a small businessman, I know that manufacturing can be hard. China produces lot of electronic goods that, compared to India, I can't even think of getting those manufacturing done on in-house in India is not enough. That's why most of the companies in India, even bigger companies do it, but I will say small companies too. Lot of imported stuff are getting from China too, because of not just cheap, but the infrastructure that China has built over it is good. And when I just import those, even though there is assembly in India, but the product that the imported stuff I am getting from China, there will be tax on those stuff too. So I will have to pay those taxes. Now, just imagine that is what is happening on in US. The what that is what will happen in right now with US small businesses. And I'm not just talking about these big tech companies. Like smaller industrial companies are also going to get affected. Like getting even small stuff, like let's say plastic, let's say fundamental basic stuff that we can get from a country like China, country like India, where they have on India there is 26% of tariffs that has been implemented with 10% of base tariff. So you can add 26 plus 10. So it is kind of an hard for smaller businesses, let's say even if to get a screwdriver, a screw, even a screw, that can be so much high amount of price they have to pay right now, you know. And one of the most, and that is what getting these businesses so much confusion and so much like they are in a so much uncertain state that they don't even know their business will survive in next couple of months, because the shipments that are coming are will also get tariffed right now. So a lot of shipments there that are coming right now in US, where the small businesses are going on, it will get so much affected, because people don't have that money to just pay for the taxes. Okay, because let's even imagine that Apple, my big companies, survive this, not just survive, but they have that kind of an money to survive this kind of stuff. But what majorly that is going to get affected, that consumers in especially in US are going to get lot of affected because of this. The small businesses in US are going to get lot of affected for a bit. you know I can just imagine people who do PC building, people who do manufacture, sorry, assembly in US, but import lot of stuff from other parts of the other countries, so from India, from Europe, from Taiwan, lot of stuff. And it is not just about big parts, but I think comparing like even to the small parts, like again I talked about how just wires, copper, like, or even plastic, or even bags, these are going to get much more hard to get right now. So this state, what this has become last couple of days, is going to be a lot of stressful for the small businesses. Like assembly, lot of parts are involved in PC assembly businesses. And when it comes to PC assembly, lot of small stuff are being imported from all over the world. Even though you assemble, even if you make stuff on your own, lot of things are there. Moving parts in a business, there are a lot of things. So now that that how it is affecting the businesses, especially small one, and not and one thing we have not even touched upon is like how it is going to affect other businesses. Like we can go on and on, like how it is going to affect a lot of businesses. So yeah, it is we just we didn't even touch upon it. I'm just giving you this kind of examples. Now you will see a lot of videos, lot of statement by a lot of small companies, is like how they I don't know how they will survive it, they will protest it or not, especially in US, because US businesses are on really tough situation. But it's not just for US right now. Consumers all around the world and companies all around the world that manufacture and get it from US are going to get also affected. So overall, all it's a confused, uncertain, a really horrible state that we are right now. So let's see what happens. Ultimately, it is going to be a big chaos, I think. I personally like, I'm seeing a lot of videos on like lots of social media where small individual businesses, cafes in US are affecting through this, because a lot of small stuff are getting imported from China, which is not just cheap for the businesses to get it from there, but it is only like, there is no, like, America is not known for manufacture. Like, America, there are not like, there is a reason why China has that kind of level of manufacturing. That is why there is a reason, like, there is cheap, it is available there, people are going to import because it's a business, it's a damn business that people want to get going really good. So a lot of small stuff. I saw a video where a woman who is doing a business of, I think, a bakery, where to get even those bags she wanted, you know, the plastic bags that she like puts those all sweets and like sell it. Like, she talked about how these plastic bags, I can only get it from specifically China, and because of that, that now that so much importance imported tariffs have been applied to China, that she can't get it from there, because it is not just cheap, but it is only can be get there only. I also saw a lot of videos about how there is shipment already been shipped from other countries like China, where small businessmen, or let's say, I saw a woman talking about again how there is shipment that is coming, already has been shipped from that country, especially China. And she talked about how she is going to pay those fucking 125% of tariffs that has been imported, like, that is getting imported to US right now, and how she is going to pay that, because she doesn't have that kind of money, because it's such a sudden change. A lot of businesses, especially on smaller level, are going to get affected. And if people can't, and it's not just that businesses, if businesses want to sell those products again later to the consumers, those products will be get higher price because of how taxation are included in this. And now the consumers won't get those products is because it's so much higher price than before, and nobody can afford that pricing. It's just like a lot of, like, you can say, the how chain reaction goes on and how it affects to the individual level, to the point of us, and it applies to every product that you can get. It is applied to food product, it applied to electronic, it's applied to clothes, everything, cars too. It's a chain of reaction, you can see there. So there are a couple of responses. So Nintendo did a mostly, I think, the second the tariffs were announced, the next day, I think Nintendo did their, I will say, they made their statement, where Nintendo Switch 2, which got launched last week, where they gave a statement where the pre-orders are not getting started in US. Every other country will pre-orders will start, but the switch to pre-orders in US has been now been hold, just because the tariffs has been, at that point when it was announced, the tariffs were also been announced, and now they don't know if they, what situation and what kind of pricing they want to give to the US customers, because it is going to get obviously higher. And now I think switch 2 is already a 60 or $80 price, and which is already an higher price for that product. And now we are ultimately, especially for US consumers, they say the pre-orders will be not started on 9th of April, and whatever they, whenever it will resume, they will let them know. But right until this, till to this point of recording, they have not given the kind of information, especially because it's an uncertain time. They don't, like, even big companies like Nintendo don't know what to do in this time of period. Then there is rumors regarding how iPhones are getting shipped from China to India to at least get mostly less uh, tax, because imports from India will be get 26% tariff, and from China it is 125. So uh, millions of iPhone phones have been shipped from a plane to China to India right now. That we are getting rumors again in that situation too with Apple. Lot of companies have, I think, will be having board meetings this week, I think. uh, Again, like I'm saying, a lot of uncertainty. So how is this going to get solved? Like, in this chaos, you can see that how this decision was so bad. It's not that I'm talking about just economic crash, but how uncertain this administration is. It's just so careless that this Trump administration is, that first they, like, it's just like they're playing kind of a proxy trade war. Like, what they are trying to do, like, when US announced so much tariff from China, then China announced bounce back to US again with more tariffs, and then US is backfiring again with more tariffs. It's like a child play at this level of global level where people get affected because of this. So right now the tariffs have been paused, or we don't even know it. Like, so, like, the decisions are getting just like changed in like couple of hours or couple of days. They are not even certain what they want to do. So you know, like, if you are a business entrepreneur, or even let's say a basic like a consumer that is watching this video on your own, just I will let you know that lot of products are going to get high price, lot of uncertain things, lot of economic changes are going to happen because of this stuff, until and unless they back off it from it and give a good, I will say, a good position for a lot of companies. Because I'm not just talking about big companies, not just like I have not just talking about big companies like Microsoft, Apple, Meta to give them specific trade-off. No, it is not going to help just giving these specific companies a tax exemption, like not including in terms of tariffs. We, like, that is just like a horrible decision if they take it, but no. But what we need is, first of all, removal, I think, for this tariff. It's my ultimately own opinion, okay? Like, lot of things, like, the decision is so overwhelmingly like bad response of it from the people, and I think general public will not get it until and unless they will hit them with the prices getting higher, especially for the products like simple products that you get on daily basis. So let's see what happens. uh, Mostly I will be covering this whole tariff situation from this episode that we have started with the tariff till until it gets resolved. I will don't think it will get resolved, but I will be covering a lot of small companies, a lot of big companies also, in terms of how they are dealing with the tariffs for from this onwards, and for next 1 month, 1 or 2 months, where I will be talking and giving and telling you the stories of a lot of businesses, especially in the tech world, about how they are dealing with the tariff, how it will be affecting them, and yeah. So if you want to follow this, do give a like and subscribe, because we are not just stopping here with, especially with the tariffs and how, like, with this one episode we are going to cover it up for like next couple of months, is like how it is going to affect the businesses and us as a consumer. And we need to know about this, rather than not taking it seriously. At least knowing and having that kind of a knowledge is good to have, rather than just ignoring it, because when the prices get higher there is no backing off because of that, you know. So I will be covering a lot of companies in future stories in next couple of episodes about how they how the tariffs affected them, a lot of how the money of small businesses, especially in the tech, are going to get affected, but also covering up a lot of what other big companies will be doing, like Apple, Microsoft, Google, even Tesla, like what they are going to do. Like, I don't know, Trump is closer to Elon. I don't know. I think Elon would be like, I don't even know if he knew this decision was going to happen, but let's see what happens. So this is for now we will stop here for the tariffs, because we are going to cover it in multiple times in the next couple of episodes. So let's talk about a small thing that I'm trying this week, that I tried this week, and we will go into and break then. So I'm using Notebook LM for past, like, using Notebook LM and how its functionality for past week. Notebook LM, if you don't know, is again and Google's product, you can say that, which is available for free, that you can even use it. That's why I'm covering it. if if I wouldn't have if I wouldn't able to use it, I wouldn't have talked about it. But it's a free product, it's a free software, like again an AI that you can use it. So what does Notebook LM does? So Notebook LM basically is an AI where it is structured well, I will say. You know, when you go into Notebook LM and make yourself an account, like any other AI account, and give it a prompt, or even, let's say, mm, its main functionality is based on information that you give it to it, and how you can extrapolate those information from it in easier way. For example, let's say, I have a PDF regarding how, let's say, a cellular system works basically in our body. Then uh, I have 10 or 15 pages PDF. I submit it to Notebook LM, upload it. Then what Notebook LM does is, first of all, gives, like, it has three tabs. That is, one tab is of upload whatever documents you want to get, basically yourself and answers. But there is an one tab for here, and in between there is a prompt tab that you can ask anything regarding whatever it is in PDF, like in a prompt situation like any other AI. And the third one is here, that you can make that whole PDF into an interactive AI podcast. That is insane. So what it does is, whenever you upload an PDF on whatever kind of a subject, it will make you an AI podcast, which is two man and woman having conversation regarding whatever that is stuff going on. And you can edit, you can give yourself, like, you can basically give the notes to how you want it to get explained, because different people needs different kind of medium to understand a lot of things. Like, some people are good readers if it is in simple words, some people are good listeners and they get understand when it is explained them to it simply. Then there is a podcast tab where you simply can get understand it so well with the help of conversation that two guys are having. And even you can include yourself in that conversation as a third party and have a conversation with them, which is an insane thing to have. Is because it was announced last year in Google I/O, but I didn't use it that much, and it was in beta, and now it has been so much well polished. Give it a try, I will definitely say. uh, if any kind of subject, particular topic you are not understanding, give it a try, give it prompts that you want to get understand from it. It is really good. So that is what I wanted to say. If you want to use Notebook LM, I will give the link in the description of the website. So we will take an ad break here and talk about a lot of AI stuff, AI updates for this week. So let's take a break and we will be right back. Hello everyone, hope you guys are enjoying this podcast. But if you are much of a reader than listening to this hour long podcast, I have got you perfectly covered in those cases too, with my own Monday weekly news on my own newsletter, where I will be curated news that in the tech industry by myself with short contextual base, which will be better to understand for everyone. And the best part about it, it's free and always will be. It's short, simple, it is easy to understand, and covering all the major topics in the tech industry, which is up to date. So it has its own perks, and I will highly recommend do go and subscribe to my own newsletter. That is, the link will be down in the description. So let's talk about this week's weekly AI update slash news regarding whatever happened in the AI world. So again, there is a new research paper done by Anthropic regarding how universities are using AI, specifically university students. So, and it was a good research paper. I will again link it down the description, the link of research paper, what they have posted, and you can also go check their accounts. Like they do post a really good kind of research papers. Especially last week we talk about how reasoning C, chain of thought, COT, uh, and its research done regarding how it is not, how we are not seeing the thoughts regarding what AI is going through and giving us the answers. But this week they have posted again another research paper regarding how students are using in, especially in university, the AI, especially their Claudia, because they can get data from their own AI models. um, and it is interesting to see. So with 1 million kind of an 1 million students data they have collected with and they collect the reason, they gain the access of data because of their policies, because students, when students uses the email address of like educational address, let's, you can say edu email educational address, they get the data of first 18 days. I can think like there is in depth also regarding how they took the data of so many students regarding in search of uh, let's say whatever like prompts they are using, they know the data, but not all. Like it's kind of an first 18-day research, I think, depending upon their policy. We are not going in depth in right now, but they took 1 million students data regarding how they use it. Major use of AI is in their degree of computer science, which is not surprising to me, because a lot of computer science students use AI for mostly coding and getting answers, getting code regarding certain questions they will face it. Then compared to that, in terms of businesses degrees like MBA, then there is health and humanities students with lower adaptation. So basically, bachelor medical medical, let's say health and humanities, and students who are in business MBA, they don't usually are lot less, are not early adopters of AI, and they definitely not are using as much as compared to CS computer students, which is 36.8%, which is a lot. It's not just one main major degree, but it is a subset like computer science degree in engineering. So it was not shocking, but you can see the adaptation scale of how students are using mostly. Then mostly the questions are regarding and direct problem solving and output creation. So basically what that means is like they do like the questions, the prompts it is asked, the students are asking are regarding direct answers regarding some certain questions, and collaborative answers. Basically collaborative answers means is like having a general, you can say a conversation with AI and get to a certain point of getting those kind of answers that they want. It's kind of a brainstorming. So those kind of both mostly are being used. Then mostly like learning something new, analyze like the points they have given in the research paper that I have written notes down here right now. It is an in-depth research paper. It is really good. I read it all. We are not gonna get into full depth of regarding it. Like they have even told how they got all of the research data with the help of Silo, how they got the specific data of students prompts, and how even the show the charts regarding it. If you want me to go in depth regarding it, I will eventually go in depth in future, but if you want it, do let me down in the comment section. But yeah, so they do a lot of research in that, like how like they told even in the research paper how they got the data, which is actually good even now. Um, couple of concerning in the sense like couple of conclusions they came, which is questionable basically, which is more research needs to be done because it is just Claudia model they have given, that is Sonnet. They don't know how students are using other AI models for it, basically AI. But we can definitely see the pattern comparing from this to you know like OpenAI is there, Gemini is there, Perplexity is there, Perplexity. That name is hard, but yeah, that is there. Meta's Llama model is there, you know. So there are a lot of AI models out there. So just even comparing this, there is even a question of regarding like students cheating with the help of AI, and they said it is definitely can happen because there are a lot of direct answers, output creation kind of an answers, questions that has been asked to the AI, and which is definitely can be speculated that students are directly asking the questions that they have given to them and just getting answers from the AI for that. So they can cheat with it. Then another concerning thing of AI is the thinking power of students. You know, a lot of the questions, a lot of the homework, let's say a lot of things in the university specifically are about getting your thinking skills ready for the future working conditions in the companies. Because in companies, while building products, let's say in computer science, it is not about just like you will have question, you have to solve it. It is kind of a thinking. You have to think about it, you know how to solve it, and then you have to imply it. That is what I'm calling it thinking right now. So we also don't know how it is going to affect the ability in terms of thinking. uh, as a student, they are giving answers, they are doing their homework, let's say, like with the help of AI, and just getting rid of it, you know with easier way. But are they even getting things done? Like before, it was going researching books, going on to the internet, getting those similar examples of those questions they had given in the homework or even in the exam, and then researching it and then getting the answers. But right now it is with the help of AI. It's so simple that they thinking ability of how like is it going to get decreased because they are not thinking and not collaborating with brainstorming with even themselves only. We are not even talking in terms of team, like uh, the ability to think over a question and how I can solve this rather than just googling, or let's say Google, like even let's say AI, because there is a vast difference between googling things and researching the papers and finding similar questions and implementing into your own question and finding those answers, and now with the help of AI just getting those answers right into your head. So it is kind of a dilemma there, like people used to say back in those days, like don't google everything, do your own research, do your own thinking. Parents, teachers used to scold anyway, or like back in those days when I was just googling, doing my research regarding answers that I want and how I can do better in that. That is how I got help with it, because that is how I used Google for myself, to not just save my time but to get better results. But no one just does what I'm doing. There will be a lot of students who will be doing just straight up copy pasting from others, copy pasting from Google, you know. And it is not an ideal because the thinking ability of yourself, which can get affected because of this, you know. And it is can be same, and this is can be said same thing about AI right now. Is like some students will use it to brainstorm heavily their ideas, heavily their concepts they want to understand, which is so beneficial for them right now, you know, because a lot of universities so much bigger concepts that are not well taught in the universities can be taught well in with the help of AI. But now there will be also students who will just straight off ask answers regarding certain things, and they just need answers, not anything kind of an explanation, and they will not think over it. So it is kind of an again the same dilemma we are living in, that we are having 10-15 years ago, with the same questioning things, where whether students even used Google or even certain sites to get the help from. So again, it is a question forward to other people, what they think about it. I will say, for me, I will say again, it is a great tool. There will be always a misuse and overused, and I will say, let's say mostly misuse. Always will be there misuse a good use of any kind of tool we will have. We just need to know how you can control and tone it deaf, rather than just like not talking about it. We need to talk about it in general. Teachers need to talk about themselves, like how good they can implicate this AI, and where are the limits of where they don't want AI in terms of paper, in terms of let's say whatever they give students. And students need to understand what where are their limits. They don't want, like, nobody wants their thinking power to go low because of some, and they don't want to be lazy. Like if you're lazy, like you are not surviving, not just in companies but in real life too. So this is kind of an questions that were raised in the conclusion of this research paper too. I will go in depth in couple of podcasts, next podcast, let's say, because a lot of things are happening. I promised a lot of things, but the things is every week, like this week was going to be a lot of update and a lot of research talk about the AI and a lot of stuff. But the tariff situation came in, and now we are talking about that. But yeah, this research paper is interesting. I will again link down the I will again give the link of that research paper in the description. Let's talk about OpenAI. OpenAI has interesting news. They have launched their own OpenAI Academy. It is mostly for developers and who are mostly interning in a company. You can say mostly students, or you can say internship they are doing in a company, or even a early job adopters, or even for anyone who are doing job, internship, or developers. It is for them, I will say. I don't know if it is free for not, because there is not a lot of thing to because I didn't get the blog they have written over it. But yeah, it is not for me, at least for now, because it is only for, because you have to sign up, and you have to, and people who have only jobs can get it, which is again I don't like it. But yeah, if you are doing job and developer, do give it a try. And I will see what it happens in the future. For now, but right now it is what it is. It is just for jobs. People who are doing jobs and who are working in a company, for like for developers only, not for free for any students. uh, the big news, and not the shocking news, I will say, but OpenAI is suing Elon Musk. Yeah, they are suing Elon Musk over allegation of for profit OpenAI as like things. So basically what happens is, if you don't know, I will give the summary of it. Elon Musk was a part of OpenAI and got back off a couple of years ago, and now OpenAI is supposed to be for OpenAI was supposed to be not profit for company, and it was supposed to be a non-profit company, but it is now has converted itself into profit for profit company, which is not surprising to me. But again, and then Elon Musk did couple of tweets, which is he does always like that, and give a couple of allegations or accusations regarding OpenAI, how it can happen. And they actually that is what actually happened. Basically, he did it because he was part of it. Now OpenAI has is backfiring it, and Elon Musk has not replied, at least to this time I'm recording. But Elon Musk, what they're saying, that they have proof and emails and messages of Elon Musk mentioning that he wants OpenAI to be for profit, which he was first of all fighting for, like how OpenAI can be a for profit before, because it is for non-profit kind of a company. uh, it is it is just a news I wanted to give you, because I don't want to go in depth regarding this silly stuff, silly news, because it is kind of a sad, but it is the reality that no one was going to invest in the company like OpenAI until and unless it became a for profit company. Because it has become a for profit company, now that a lot of people are talking about it, not that a lot of people are, especially businessmen, are interested, because money is a big part of this capitalistic environment that US is actually right now, or even eventually the world is, so right now, it is what going on. They have proved, they have even opened, like you can go, I will link down the blog that they have written over it, and you can go and see the messages regarding it, what Elon Musk and the employees and now back into this had, because Elon Musk himself wanted OpenAI to be a for-profit company, but he did not, and he demanded to be a for-profit company, as what OpenAI is giving, what OpenAI is doing right now. So let's see what happen. I will obviously update in future episodes, whatever the future cases and how this case will go in future. So next thing is Gemini 2.5. Gemini 2.5 live is rolling out for all like Pixel 9 and S25 series Android phone, and it will eventually roll out to mostly Android devices, I think, I will believe. And sorry, and Gemini 2.5 Pro for deep research is available now for advanced users. So basically 2.5 Pro you can use for deep research, which is available on iOS, web, and Android. And and the live Gemini live app, which is basically like I talked in the last week about the the Gemini live with the camera and asking the questions, live feed, and even screen share. It will be available for only, I think it is only for Android only. So Pixel 9 and S25 series are getting it right now, as an early adopters, you can say. So another thing that happened last week, couple of days ago, is Meta announced their Meta Llama 4, or 4, that is, they name it Scout and Maverick, that is out right now, and Behemoth is still in training. Uh, Basically, Metalama 4 has announced couple of models, multi-model. We will talk in depth regarding that in our newsletter. Go subscribe to that if you want to know much more about Metalama and the newer models. I will write much more about in newsletter. Right now, I am just giving you the news here that it has been announced. So I think that's it for this week AI most major that I wanted to talk about. Let me know if, like what you wanted to talk me about, if you want to cover some AI stuff that is going on. But we will take a break here again. After break, we will talk about couple of small update summaries, and yeah, lot of update summaries, like not lot of, but mostly three that we are going to talk about. So let's take a break, and we will be right back. Hello everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying this podcast. But podcast is the reason why podcast is there is because to understand the deeper and much more in-depth conversation happening between you and me, guys. So I want you to comment down your thoughts, your opinions, and the news you guys want me to cover on this podcast, and which is what I always want. like it's a two-way communication, not just me speaking to this camera and with you guys over there. I want you to comment down your thoughts, and you are also the topics you guys want me to cover, which will be obviously covered in the next podcast. Or if the topics are great you guys are giving me, your comments will be highlighted in these short breaks. So comment down your thoughts, opinions. It's a two-way conversation, it's a podcast. So hope you guys are enjoying. Keep watching. Let's talk about some updates regarding certain things that we are talking about last couple of months. There are some new updates regarding YouTube, which is exciting, and I'm really good that YouTube is taking this good step that we are going to talk about a couple of minutes later. But then there is Microsoft 50th anniversary, then TikTok situation. So let's talk with the TikTok one. So summarizing what is happening of TikTok in US right now. It was banned. Then Trump has given a 75 days extended kind of an opportunity. I think we will see that how in the span of these days we have couple of investors that companies are interested. Microsoft is interested. Oracle Oracle is also interested, which which also handles the servers of US TikToks, basically whatever the uh, data, especially the all users that of US based in Oracle company, which is also based in US. So for the data protection kind of a thing, so Oracle is there. Then there was again a group of people. Then there is also Mr. B is also interested, which is he's also included in group of multiple billionaires where they are also giving a lot of offers. Uh, Again, not a lot of kind of news. Then there was a couple of days ago news regarding OnlyFans. OnlyFans is also interested in there, and also yeah, the OnlyFans company, and I think Microsoft, I think again was interested, but again due to this tariffs, this deal is going to get definitely halted, I will say, which is definitely is going to affect in the deal, and definitely is going to be uh, a last minute call, I will say, when it comes to TikTok, because even after giving this kind of time, it is the situation is not getting better. There is no improvement regarding, at least in terms of publicly announced, especially in terms of offer, because I think legally they don't have to do it, because like legally they don't want to do it because of legal concerns regarding this is a big deal kind of going on, and whoever controls TikTok, which is going to have big things in their hand, because not any company is just going to get TikTok, because there is a lot of like money issue is going to be a lot of there. Like it is a power of, I think for me, for my understanding, it is much more of a kind of an money problem than, like, how ByteDance, like in US, like in China, is going to profit uh, over it, and also the company who buys TikTok is going to get profit over the valuation that they're interested in. They do want to have like even big like it is lot of, I think, right now for money rather than any kind of people. I don't think they care about data protection, anything of that. Data protection is going, like, it is just mandatory. uh like they are going to do it anyways, but it is much more about how which company gets what and who earns from this ultimately, because TikTok is already good in what it does. It doesn't need that much improvement. It's like any other social media platform, mostly like it's like Instagram. Like even though it needs improvement, but user base is already there. They don't have to do anything. They just have to throw money out there, and who throws a lot of money is a lot of good offers, they are going to get that deal, because depends how they see the future of TikTok in their own country, and depends the future of TikTok they see ultimately. Not just the money part, which will be interesting. Like I will be interesting to know which company buys it and what their intention, and like I will definitely update, and we will definitely talk much more detail when the deal happens, you know. So at least for now the deal it's are not been publicly talked that much because of legal things, I believe. Then because of this tariff situation going on, I think a lot of backing has been done, I will say. um, let's talk about YouTube, what they did with their new, that is I really like their stand against fake, you can say fake voices, AI replicas of likeness of other people. So basically YouTube announced how they are standing up against and like these fake replicas that is going on all over the internet, not just YouTube, but they are strongly against if anyone uses anyone's likeness, sound, face, voice, and replicates the it, because through AI and the danger uh, through AI and its dangerous implications, they know it, and they said that anyone wants to complain regarding it, they are trying to implement this into the support system, like their support team. There will be specific, this kind of complaint will be also taken there, I believe, with this statement they have given. But they said they are standing with two act that has been passed, that is no fake act and take it down act. So basically these are the two act that has been introduced in the US right now in Congress, I will say. uh, my thought was, when this was going to happen, I was talking for this like past couple of months, like where is the line, how much are going to, like when Meta announced the replicas, AI replicas of people's likeness, like Kylie Jenner or Kendall Jenner was there, Mr. Beast was there. They are not using their real name, but they are using their face and they are using their voices. It is kind of an like, if they can do it, Meta can do it. Like obviously they are doing it for mission, whatever they want to do. But if AI can replicate that, there will be a misuse of deepfakes, and deepfakes are already there even without AI. Thousands of deepfake website in the porn website is actually there, but now it is getting so bad that uh, uh, AI videos, AI channels which having millions of views, which is so bad. At least I have seen a lot of people in the comment section, at least they are commenting regarding it, that this is a fake one and which is not AI. I have seen a lot of things like lot of influential people, and then they're getting their deep fake AI voices and even with imaginary with real faces, but the sound and the things they are saying are not what the things I have said. I have seen a lot of channel, and that is not good, you know. I have seen a lot of YouTube shorts also, like reels in Instagram, and there is like every other social media platform, there are reels where especially big influential political people that where they have not said anything like that, but they have been AI, with the help of AI, they're deep fake, and the things they are saying is like insane. Like they're not like, and it is just subtle. Like some AIs are so subtle that you wouldn't know if they have said it or not. And there are some AIs is like we know it is fake, but some people might think like they are not saying something kind of outrageous, you know. They are not like, no, they are saying something funny, trying to be funny kind of a thing, in terms of that AI personalities, like that character, like that person's personality. And then some people might think it is real. Like it has shocked me to the so many times that AI can deceive me, even like even though I know that AI is out there. Like imagine people who don't know and they extend towards it and just believe whatever the stuff that goes out. So I'm glad that at least some big company that is standing up regarding it, like YouTube. Hope i hope that not just YouTube but all companies just stand against this kind of deepfake AIs, and I have a lot of tools, especially to report this kind of things if this is happening, and to ban these accounts also over, not just those videos, you know. So I hope a lot of companies talk about it. I'm talking about it a lot of uh, we are talking about on this podcast about the limits of AI, on this podcast. But yeah, it is scary that how this readily available tool that people are using. But let's talk about the Microsoft event that happened. Um, they had their 50th anniversary. So basically, Microsoft is there for 50 years. Just imagine, like from Windows era to now their AI era that is going on. There were a couple of protests that was also happened during the CEO's interviews, which was a public interview. Like Microsoft style event is totally different. I don't get it why they do this kind of event. Like they don't do it live, but they do it in front of a live audience, which they upload this video again later on. It's like it's kind of a press conference done not live, like they don't live it on YouTube or any other platform. I don't know why, but they do a blog of themselves. Like I will link down their 50th anniversary blog, whatever they did in the link, if you want to read. There were a lot of protests, not lot, couple of protest videos I've seen of people when there's three CEOs, like then Microsoft is doing good with the quantum computing chip Marijuana. Like I don't get the name, like it is difficult, but I will also link down that in the description. They are doing good with, like, Microsoft is kind of a company which is again, in terms of, you don't know how well that they have deep their hands in every technology. They are so everywhere, like to the medical systems, towards the government system with Microsoft Excels, Microsoft systems, towards the whole, you know, to still to this day, that like Microsoft Windows is so well integrated in all over the world, because they are one of the most oldest software that people can trust, you can say. uh, Government trusts it, like a lot of government software systems are based on Windows, Microsoft systems. So it is kind of a long lasting business, you can say, that they are trying for, like, I think for 2 decades, 2 or 3 decades, especially when the first micro, like, computers were done, and we needed a good software regarding it, like that was Windows. And I'm a Windows user for, like, I have personally used three Windows software, like Windows XP, Windows XP, then Windows 7, and then Windows 10, and then Windows 11 that I'm using right now. So you can see, like, Windows is so well integrated. Like iPhones, iMac was so later. I I even got introduced to it so much later. So like they are so much into it, the business. So Skype is also officially dead. I got an email regarding it. Like I am a Skype user, so I got an email in my, like, Skype is officially dead. Thank you. It was kind of a bummer, like, because I didn't know like why they did it, but it was obvious, like it was eventually going to get dumped because of how they are giving importance towards Teams, which is I don't know how it is, because I haven't used Teams for a long period. um, I might have used in my college couple of years ago. But then the recall feature that we talked last year is still not out. I'm trying to see who is it even using it. There are not even videos on YouTube. So basically, right now recall feature is in beta and is still being not out, and is being used by Windows Insider. Basically, it is kind of, you can say, a beta version for only specific people who are using it. They later introduced lot of security functions regarding recall feature, but they have still been hold to it, which is good. Rather than that feature is not like totally a new kind of a something newer, so we don't need it right now, and it is not going to even implement towards lot of PCs, lot of laptops, because Windows recall feature is only will be available to mostly Copilot laptops, PCs. Basically, Windows X, only Windows laptop with the newer chips, that is X Elite chips, you can say. So the recall feature, even if it's out, I will not be able to use it. It's still not out. I don't know how they are going to do it. It is still not out, and one of the major things we talk about is privacy, but they did answer and did really good, give a good response towards it, how people criticized it well, and they implemented security functions, but I don't know but why. I think their focus is not there right now. I think when this year Microsoft event they do it again, where they give out a newer laptop versions, I think we will get, like with the new chips from Snapdragons, I think we will get that recall feature will be called out again that later, which was in theory a good feature, but in practical a really horrible, and secure in terms of security wise it was not really good. So recall feature is still not out. Skype is there, a lot of things happening with Microsoft, interesting there too. Oh yeah, these were a couple of updates regarding a lot of the like TikTok and YouTube is like every week is something new, but TikTok I have wanted to give the summary what is happening. Microsoft had a big event. I did wanted to go in depth regarding it, what was happening in the event, but I am much more interested in the tariff situation, what is happening, to explain it to you. I'm much more interested in the quantum computing and explaining it to you. That is an interesting field that everyone should be looking out in future for it. Yeah, I think that's it for I think this week's episode. Next week we definitely will, from this week we are going to talk at least till next month. I'm going to be cover a lot of businesses regarding what is happening in tariff. We are also covering what is happening in the tech industry because of tariff. So we will have a dedicated section for tariffs for next couple of months, not just next month but next couple of months. So if you want to have a weekly update regarding tariff, what is going on, do give it a subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next week with the next episode of the TechGuy Podcast. Till then, see ya.